working at a nonprofit.
Which is, they're all scams, I'm pretty sure.
They're all scams. And I was working on the fundraising portion of it. So when you see where the money is going into salaries versus the actual...
saving the children,
literally saving the children. I was like, this is just like so shitty. It's so scummy. And I also don't feel any fulfillment in this. And I'd rather just be serving and figuring it all out. So in doing that, the pandemic hit. And that's when my comedy kind of took off.
Because you were forced to sit at home with these deep, dark thoughts and sit on your back porch and crush camels and then be like, all right, I'm going to go put this stuff up on TikTok. Listen, I found you on TikTok because your characters are so fucking funny.
Thank you.
And you're so great. And I just adored it. It was so fresh. And I just thought, I think you're just a doll. I really do.
Thank you.
And you're so talented. So what was kind of like the launch what was the first video that really took it to the next level for you?
Back in the day, I was doing mom characters then too, but they were very different. I wasn't on camera. I was just like shooting at like a target and like doing product kind of like, I don't know, like stream of consciousness jokes. But those kind of took off, and then I kept developing with like cooking videos, and now I'm back doing more character work. I think like the way to stay on the internet relevant is just like keep developing what you're doing and not being stuck in something. But I always love character work. I'm really inspired by women always. I'm gay, so I've always gravitated towards women, but I grew up around insane women in the best way possible.
Same.
So all these kind of voices that come in these stories, they're all from a place of some sort of reality. Right. Obviously you heighten, but I love like the female impersonation. It's not really drag, but for me, it's kind of like my comedic version of drag.
Yeah.
My therapist once said, because it was so weird, because when your therapist knows that you're on the internet but plays coy in those first couple sessions. Yeah. He's like, well, I actually have seen you before. He's like, I love that it's so butch. I love that you just don't shave the face the whole way down. I was like, well, that was never the intention. But
you're like, I just threw on a wig. Like, I didn't have time. I'm outside of a TJ Maxx right now, and I know that they're going to catch me for shoplifting, so I just got to get this wig on real quick and shoot my content.
For the record, legally, the shoplifting ended 5 years ago. That's how. Do you know that when you shoplift from a place like Target, they won't get you for the petty stuff? They build a case until you're at that level of a felony, and then they target you with all the receipts from all the trips you stole from.
Really?
Guys, seriously, don't joke anymore. Seriously, they're watching.
Can I tell you, I don't know what this says about me personally.
I want to hear it.
I think I could probably like harm someone physically before I could shoplift.
Really?
I've never stolen. Not a piece of candy, nothing. I am a goody two shoes with that shit, but I think that one day this dull rage will just burn a fiery furnace through my heart and I'll end up stabbing someone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Knock on wood.
Do you have any like training fighting? Have you ever taken like a boxing
I've
class?
never done any training, but I did a lot of Taekwondo as a kid because my mom made me do the videos because I was very fat. So my mom was, when everybody else was like, having a play date, I was in the basement doing fucking Taekwondo, and I have a wild high kick. So I do think that I would like thrive with Krav Maga, Jiu-Jitsu, something like that. I think I would actually really be dialed into.
You got to be careful right now. I've just seen what's going on in New York.
What the fuck? So for people who don't know, these girls who've been walking around, I think pretty much the neighborhood of Chelsea and like Flatiron, they've been just getting punched in the face, like sucker punched.
Yeah, like socked. Like one girl, she had such an egg in her head. People in the comments were just shouting hematoma, hematoma.
Yeah, and she went to the hospital and it was a hematoma.
It was a hematoma.
And I don't know if it's the same guy. I don't know if it's multiple guys. If this has started a trend for like sickos to punch women.
It's got to be that first incident had to be the same person because it was all happening like the same day.
Yeah.
That cannot be random people. That must have been like one targeted man.
And I love that like when other ethnicities were getting punched, it was like we started a whole campaign, but white girls on TikTok are getting punched. And there's no like stop blonde girl hate. You know what I mean? They're like, nobody's fighting for our lives over here.
It is sad. Everyone stopped and listened. No, but sometimes, I don't know, you were in New York for so long. Are you still here actively? No.
No, I live in Atlanta now, but I'm back and forth. So when I come here, I like hit the ground running. I fucking do it. But it's nice to like leave and then go back to my saltwater pool. You know?
I've only been here for 2 years, but I am such a suburb person.
Yeah.
I say this all the time. Like I love a drive-through. I love my car.
Yeah.
This place can eat you alive. Even like last night, it was like a 45-minute subway trip back and forth. The energy shifts at every stop.
Yeah.
It's getting spooky. It's getting silly. It's getting funny. And then I'm getting sad. Every stop is a different level. But we're having a good time.
It's an emotional roller coaster, and you're like trying not to get stabbed.
Truly.
When we lived here, my husband one day he ran out early in the morning and he came back, and I've never been afraid in New York. I really have never. I've lived here on and off for years and years, and he was like, "You're never getting on the subway. I said, what just happened? He said, I just saw a man with a machete get on the same car as me. And thank God a cop saw it, but nobody was going to do anything. He's like, you will never get on the subway unless I am with you. And I was like, all right, Zaddy, I won't. But
your Thai bow would have came in handy though.
Yeah, but I think though, and I told my girls yesterday, I was like, I swear to God, if somebody fucking comes for me in the street, I don't know why, I'm happy. I'm not in an angry place, but I do think that I could brawl. Like, I think if somebody came up to us on the street, I could fucking fight for us.
Well, yeah, and I'd be cheering you on the side.
Thank you. Yeah. Then you'd be stealing all the shit from the bodega while people watched.